Slowly talk there. Slowly talk there.
Old. They would never have met. Today, we are revisiting Lafayette, Louisiana, David's hometown, to catch up with two families brought together by chance through a little boy who's now 4 years old. They would never have met but for the memory of one very special man.
When this baby boy entered the world in Lafayette, Louisiana in 2018, his parents, Connie Despani and Benjamin Hall, named him Kingston. But they didn't have a middle name. It came to them by chance, in the form of a handwritten letter that they had received at the hospital. Kingston was just minutes old. A surveillance camera at Lafayette General Medical Center captured a stranger asking for directions so that she could deliver that letter. Who was she?
To my dad's angel, even though I will never know your name, you are the first child born here. After my dad's passing, when one life is taken, another is given. Please keep my dad in your prayers.
His name is James. Thank you.
This was that stranger, Jamie Fontenot. You see, shortly after her father, 86-year-old James Lee Grimmett, died in the hospital, Jamie heard sweet music.
It's a lullaby that plays throughout the hospital. Families of newborns come here and they press that button in the labor and delivery ward, playing the lullaby, letting everybody know a newborn just arrived.
On January 12, 2018, Kingston Hall was born, right after Mr. Grimmett died. The timing seemed more than coincidental.
Somebody said, well, then that's Dad's angel.
So with no escort, you just took your letter and...
I just took my letter and I went to the OB unit. I said, my dad passed away about 10:40. So give this to the first baby that was born after that time.
Dr. Jennifer Puglisi and nurse Sydney Begnaud received Jamie's letter. Dr. Puglisi gave it to Connie.
And she started reading it silently, and she just had tears streaming down her face. And it was really beautiful.
I came in and the dad says, oh, we found our middle name. And I'm like, oh, great, what is it? And he says, well, it's James, of course. And I'm like, oh, yes, of course.
My nurse followed me to that side, and she was like, well, Do you mind if we get your information and give it to Miss Jamie?
We asked Connie, do you remember who that nurse was?
I know her name was, I think, Miss Cindy.
Sydney?
Sydney? Yes. I think it was Sydney, Miss Sydney.
So that's my mom.
Really? What a coincidence. That's awesome.
Thank you, Mom.
Yes, it was my mom who helped to deliver baby Kingston, and then told me the story of how a stranger wrote a letter to Connie, who then decided that the best middle name for Kingston was James, named in honor of Mr. Grimmett.
Oh my gosh. I'm so happy you came. I'm happy to meet you. I didn't think I was going to meet you. I didn't think I'd ever see you either.
The best part for Jamie? Holding Kingston James.
Aww.
What are we to take away from a story like this?
Family is everything. And if you don't have faith, you don't have anything.
You just never know when a blessing is going to come and fall in your lap.
So y'all will stay in touch?
Oh, yes, of course.
We all want to clap, so we're just going to clap.
Well, that was 4 years ago.
How are you now?
Good.
Good, great,
Her body's great, yes.
blessed.
Blessed.
Hi! Oh, look how big you are.
This is actually the first time they've seen each other since the pandemic started.
You got it mastered, Mom.
Baby Kingston just started pre-K.
There you go.
When you see him, do you think about your dad?
Always.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Always.
And my name is Kingston James Hall.
What does it do for you when you hear him say his name? Do you think about her dad?
Yes, and how far he's came in Kingston. He loves to say his name.
Does he?
Yes, he'll tell you, I'm Kingston James Hall. And I said, well, go ahead, baby. I can't even describe it. Because he's here, and on top of that, he was blessed with an angel.
That's right.
That's right, coming into the world.
Jamie has been following every milestone, even putting together a special picture book for Kingston's baptism.
He was 86 years old.
I wanted something, sort of set in stone that he could have through the years, that he could look back at when he was born and the story behind what happened.
What's happened between the two of you in the last 4 years?
Well, we talk, we text, she sends pictures.
What do you hope this story does for other people?
Share that good things still happen, that strangers can become family.
That like everybody can come on one accord.
Right.
And love one another unconditionally without even knowing each other.
That's it. Yes.
Yes.
Definitely.
Strangers can become
Such a
family.
sweet piece.
Love it.
God, I'm tempted to clap as you did in the piece.
Yeah, I know, right?
Right now. It's a great reunion. What was it like for you going back and seeing your mom and this other family that's now so connected to yours?
Look, it's gratifying because it's my hometown, right? So I love telling stories from home. I remember when my mom first told me about this story, and she didn't tell it very well. And I went to bed that night and I
You're
like, this is not a story, Mom.
I called her back the next day and I said, wait, you delivered a baby and they named the baby after the man? She goes, yeah, that's what happened. I was like, Mom, that's a great story. I was like, I gotta tell the story. So
I love this connection that they have and this notion of unconditional love between strangers, between your neighbor. All wrapped around in this little bundle of joy and this guardian angel.
We need more of it, right?
Yeah, before the day that he was born. It's an incredible story, David. Really well done.
Well,
thank you, Mama.
Mom,
Thank you, Mama Begno.
You took care of the storytelling. You got that part down, but she gave you the faith and the love and the belief in family is the most important thing. And you can see that every day in your storytelling.
You're right. Oh, thank you. And by the way, Mom is now retired. She gave COVID shots at the start of the pandemic, did that, and now she's just enjoying those grandbabies.
Hi, Mom.
So
you're supposed to say hi, Mom.
Hi, Mama. Hi, Mama. Mom.
man, just look at this little anteater standing with its arms outstretched, waiting to be rescued. Firefighters in Bolivia were working to extinguish a blaze last week when they came across the animal. The anteater was found injured in a bushfire at the Sucara Lake protected area. Firefighters took it to a vet for medical attention. Victor Hugo Sanchez is one of them. Wildfires burned overnight, leaving about 37 acres scorched across different protected areas in the Santa Cruz region. In recent years, Bolivian forest fires have intensified. Just last year, fire officials reportedly had to raze an area twice the size of Jamaica. The forest is home to the Ayoreo indigenous people, and of course, plenty of plant and animal species. For Inside Edition Digital, I'm Stephanie Officer. Well, look at what we have here. A New Zealand family came home to quite the surprise. A seal had broken into their house and scared their cat so they could lounge on the couch. Bold of the seal to think that's okay.
I came through the garage and it's like, oh, there's some buckets out of place. Oh, maybe it's the cat. And then came on through to go into the house and I bumped something as I went to open the next door and I was like, oh. And then I hear this flippity flop along the hallway and it's like, oh, that would be a seal. I cannot believe that would have come in through there. Yeah, it took me a moment to actually go, no, surely not. And yeah, it is.
Jen woke up the kids and told the whole family about the discovery, and they nicknamed it Oscar. But the rogue seal may have just broken into the wrong or right house. Jen's husband, Phil, works as a marine biologist.
On this occasion, work work came home.
The family thanks Oscar the seal, followed Coco the family cat through 2 cat flaps in the house as she made a dash to safety. Coco was later found sheltering at their neighbor's house and is still reluctant to go downstairs where the seal was. What happened between those two?
She just would not go downstairs at all. And then I think the next day or that evening, I took her downstairs in my arms. And when she went into the guest room, she didn't really go into the guest room. She stuck her head in there and hissed and then left. And came back upstairs. She was like, no, none of this.
While it's not uncommon for them to see seals around the area, especially since the Rosses live so close to the shore, this was the first time they had heard of one breaking into a house.
Yeah, so totally, like we couldn't smell the seal. Like it was obviously a very good house guest and didn't poop on the carpet or on the couch that it was sitting on, which was fantastic.
The Department of Conservation ranger that captured the seal said he had a busy day with seal-related call-outs, suspecting it was a result of recent bad weather in the country. For Inside Edition Digital, I'm Stephanie Officer.
Belle, baby girl. Ma'am, what are you doing? Did you take out the soda thing so that you had room? Belle, baby girl. Ma'am, what are you doing? Did you take out the soda thing so that you had room?
Get ready, Jack.
Oh yeah, the moment.
Close off there.
Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Melissa Smith is having an ordinary day when she stops for gas. As she pumps gas, this man jumps out of a black car and into the driver's seat of her car.
I got out of my car to take the pump out and grab my receipt and turned around and realized somebody's in my car.
Melissa isn't about to let him get away with stealing her car.
This is not happening to me today. And jumped on top and held on for dear life.
The suspect brakes, trying to throw her off.
He laughed at me the entire time, so zero remorse.
With Melissa clinging to the hood, the suspect continues to brake as he inches into traffic. He's determined to keep going. It seems Melissa's tenacity pays off, though. The suspect jumps from the vehicle and into a getaway car. But he leaves the car in drive, and it continues into traffic. A bystander begins to chase after the car as Melissa tries to gain control of the vehicle.
I had to chase my car into the street and stop it before it hit somebody else.
Melissa says police are surprised by what she did.
They told me it was not the smartest.
They also tell Melissa that the car the assailant was in was stolen. In retrospect, Melissa has a hard time processing how she handled the attempted carjacking.
And I can't believe I reacted like that.
Despite Melissa's extreme intervention, the thieves were able to steal her purse, wallet, phone, and sunglasses. Police later arrest 17-year-old Jamario Gregory. He is convicted of robbery with use of force and related charges. He is sentenced to 4 years.
What's up there?
What going out? Shouldn't go. People in your face.
Spun is up for sale. This house in La Jolla, California was once home to Theodore Geisel, best known as Dr. Seuss. The Cat in the Hat author purchased the home in 1947 and spent hours overlooking the Pacific Ocean from his office while dreaming up his beloved characters.
He could have purchased anywhere in the world, and this is where he chose 75 years ago to purchase.
The massive 5,000 square foot mansion has 3 bedrooms, Dr. Seuss's famous office, and a pool where you can look for redfish and bluefish.
The front door actually has the etched glass of the hat from the Cat in the Hat.
The large property can be broken into smaller units and sold, and oh, the money you'll spend if you choose to make the Seuss estate your new home.
So the total, all 4 sites, are $18,995,000.
Since Dr. Seuss was all about educating young minds, it makes sense that the proceeds from the sale of his house will go towards education. The University of California, San Diego, which is already home to the Geisel Library, will be the beneficiary of this sale. For Inside Edition Digital, I'm TC Newman. Think you've been caught on tape? Just moon the videographer out the window of your car. Video released by England's West Midlands Police shows a pair of robbery suspects putting goods into a car. The suspects seem to notice they're being filmed by a witness and decide to pose for the camera. One of the men shows off his arm muscles while giving a meaningful finger to the person behind the camera. The person in the driver's seat starts with giving the finger on both hands for a fully childish effect, then decides it's time for a full moon. Police say vehicles belonging to tradespeople have been targeted because of the expensive work equipment they carry. This is one of 40 robberies against mobile service providers West Midlands Police is currently investigating that authorities believe are connected to a ring of thieves. Their faces were covered by masks, but if you recognize these cheeks, police ask that you give them a call. For Inside Edition Digital, I'm TC Newman.
On a dirt road heading southbound. Again, it looks like you might be getting ready to bail.
Alright, we need to 4 behind the house is 308. South.
Very terrifying moment on a busy street in Orlando when a driver.
God, bro! Holy! Oh my God!
Unreal.
I don't want to bury the lead. Everybody's okay.
Yes, Pilot walked away.
So Raya Collins said she started rolling video on Friday when she saw the plane was flying really low. It crashed through this fence and into someone's driveway. Local officials say the plane suffered a mechanical failure. The NTSB is investigating the crash. The pilot survived with minor injuries. Lucky
Very
guy.
lucky.
Yeah.
Very
videos.
frightening.
I saw it come through. Literally right there.
Or a beast.
Right into each other. Then it happens. Collision.
I hit a telephone pole with my head that had teeth. It felt that way.
Juan Carlos Laverde didn't know what hit him until the gator tried to bite his head off. The 34-year-old had actually hired a photographer with a drone to shoot a promo as he trained for an upcoming race he was organizing. The drone captured every moment of the sudden bloody encounter in Lake Venonasassa in Florida. Now his jaw is wired shut. His wife, Christine, couldn't believe the video.
What was your reaction?
I'd never really seen even an attack like that before, you know?
Well, nobody swims head on to an alligator. With my right hand, I felt Scale's teeth. I grabbed what I thought was its tongue.
It wasn't really a fair fight. Juan Carlos is 143 pounds and 5'7". The gator is 12 feet long and weighs an estimated 500 pounds.
That alligator's tail by itself probably weighed as much as I weigh.
But the former U.S. Air Force pararescueman fought back hard, even as the gator tried to pull him into a death spiral.
I was able to open his jaws. I just kept swimming towards the dock. It's a very challenging thing to do when you got your brain crushed and your jaw snapped in 4 pieces.
Look at the staples in his head. Amazing right side.
That was kind of a beautiful moment. Like, I don't know if you ever touched an alligator, but they're beautiful creatures.